100% the most requested video that I've ever received throughout my entire career on YouTube. Honestly, this is gonna be a long one, so I'm wearing my comfy clothes, I have my hair up, barely any makeup on, and I'm ready to sit down and film this video. So before we get into today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that today's video is in collaboration with a brand called Kai Run. So Kai Run is not your typical kids shoe brand. They really look into the study of children's feet and how they're actually growing and evolving more than adult shoes are. So all of their shoes are designed specifically to promote healthy foot growth. So all of their shoes are specifically designed to help promote healthy foot development because they were especially made for room to move. Charles has lots of room to grow and move within these shoes, and his toes are never gonna feel cramped. And if you guys end up buying a pair of these shoes, make sure to use the hashtag #LookForTheWagon because that's their little logo thing. But anyways, that's it for today's collaboration. So let's just get into the video. So anyways, this video is going to be how I work with brands, how I reach out to brands, how I thank brands, everything to do about working with brands on Instagram. So I've broken this video down into 6 different categories just because there is so much information, so I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed. So the first category that I have is under the category of growing your page. So I have been posting a lot of stuff about like different brand deals and different brands that I've been working with. For example, this sweater is by Bella and Bliss, and my scrunchie is by Rose & Co, and my earrings are from Pretty by Paige. So yes, I do a lot of brand deals, but no, I do not have the biggest following. Honestly, the easiest answer is, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, as long as they are engaged. So don't stress yourself out about getting to 10,000, 20,000 followers. Try to really focus on getting the followers that you have engaged and interested in your content. Yes, it's easier said than done, trust me. So a good friend of mine, Atlas and Axel, she actually mentioned to me social groups. And when I first started my channel and my page, I had no idea that these even existed. So social groups are basically threads of different people or social media influencers or small social media influencers that are trying to grow their page just like you are. So these are a really nice resource to use when you want to grow your engagement rate. So making sure you have a good, stable engagement rate is the biggest thing before reaching out to brands. So really try to work on this rate before you reach out to brands at all. So once you have your engagement rate up and you feel as though your audience is engaged enough and cares about what you have to say, the next step is making a media kit. Honestly, there are so many different templates online about how to make media kits. So a media kit is basically social proof that you have the engagement rate that you say that you do. So this is basically a package, like a PDF of who you are, what your brand is, your engagement rate, your followers, your demographics, everything. And it's presented in a nice aesthetic way to send to a brand to ultimately help you get brand deals. When you message a brand and you have a media kit, it looks so much more professional that you have taken the time to actually create a media kit to send to them. So a lot of people that I know are starting to make media kits and they make them on Canva or PicMonkey. PicMonkey, you guys will soon realize, is my absolute favorite thing ever. It's what I use for literally everything. Canva, I haven't dived into too much, but I know that a lot of people have loved it, so I thought that I would just kind of throw it in there for you guys as well. So now for the loaded question is, what does a media kit entail? So a media kit shows all of your analytics, like every single analytic that you can find on your insights, it shows. So that is your average likes per picture, the age demographic, the geographic location of your main audience, the gender of your audience, and even though in most situations that doesn't really matter, a lot of brands still do try to target specifically to men or women to make sure that your brand aligns with their brand. The first page, you always want to have an introduction to yourself. You want to show your background, your knowledge, what you can do for the brand, and also add some photos and links. In my personal media kit, I have screenshot proof of my insights so they can actually see that I haven't made these numbers up and that these are actual insights that Instagram has provided to my page. So the next thing is rates. I will dive a little bit deeper into this further into the video, but you want to have a page completely dedicated to your rates. A testimonials page is always a really nice thing to have. Again, I will dive into this a little bit later into the video, but having a full page dedicated to testimonials on brands that you've worked with in the past just shows your work ethic when working with other brands. So then the brand that you're wanting to work with can say, hey, she's worked with other brands, they liked her, we want her. and obviously your contact information. You want your email, your YouTube, your Instagram, I wouldn't really add your phone number, it's not really necessary, but your email is the biggest thing because obviously a lot of brands prefer to communicate through email because 9 times out of 10 you're actually communicating with their marketing team or their influencer team. So now it's time to reach out to brands yourself. Yes, this is a very daunting thing, it is very scary, but honestly, I promise you, the brands that you will reach out to, they're nice people, they're just people. And the worst thing that they can say is no. But basically, to try to make sure that they don't say no, know your audience and make sure that their brand fits with your audience. So in the email that you want to create, it's kind of a mixture of things. So hear me out. So in the intro of your email, you want to tell them who you are and why you're reaching out. What are you wanting to do for that brand? Are you wanting to do a paid collab? Are you wanting to do a product for post? Then you want to mention to them who exactly your audience is. So you could say in the email, my motherhood audience would really love your brand because blah, 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 blah. Or you feel as though my motherhood audience would really enjoy your brand or take to your brand, blah, 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 blah. So next you always want to mention your strengths. So even though as micro influencers, our following obviously isn't the highest, you want to try to push that to the side a little bit and tell them exactly what your strengths are and what you're able to do for them. So, for example, you could say on average my pictures get X amount of likes, X amount of comments, and X amount of saves. Saves are a big thing as well, just so you know. You could say that brands have loved to work with you, that they've been able to gain sales based off your posts. And obviously that is a big thing for brands. You want to really try to focus on selling a product without having to sell the product. When you are making your posts, make sure that the product sells itself. I'll get into that in my Instagram video, like my dedicated Instagram video. That probably doesn't make sense in this context right now, but I will talk about that later, I promise. So obviously again, in the email, you want to put your media kit and mention in the email, please find attached my 2020 media kit or blah, blah, blah. Try to make it sound as professional as possible because obviously as micro influencers, we still technically are a brand and we're still trying to keep our reputation within the industry. So once you've completely created your email, then kind of copy and paste that into your notes and change it up for each brand. You don't want to just send a complete copy and pasted thing to every single brand because I feel like that'll kind of get back to you a little bit. The biggest thing when reaching out to brands is confidence. If you don't have the confidence in yourself to work with these brands and know that you have that ability to really help this brand, it's not gonna go anywhere. You really, really need to have the confidence in yourself and know that your brand is perfect to work with their brand. I've said this before and I'll say it again, literally until the end of my YouTube career, act as though you have 1 million subscribers. Don't act as if you only have 20 to like 500 subscribers. Have the confidence that a person with 1 million subscribers will have, and honestly, that'll show big time when reaching out to brands, especially when reaching out to bigger brands that work with bigger influencers. And honestly, that's kind of it when creating the email. I've worked with so many amazing brands over the past just 3.5 months on being on Instagram, and I've made a lot of amazing connections. And every single person that I've been able to work with has given me a testimonial that I've been able to add to my media kit to ultimately work with more brands. So it just kind of keeps going, but you've just got to have the confidence to keep it going. The next thing that people always ask is, how do you find brands? Like, where do you come across all of these brands that you work with? And honestly, Instagram. Instagram is the best place ever to actually find brands. Every single company that you want to work with has an Instagram page. So kind of sliding into their DMs a little bit is a nice, easy gateway to talk to that brand. So DM is the biggest thing that I use personally because it, like I said, it's just a gateway to get into the brand. And 9 times out of 10, they will actually send you an email to contact their marketing or influencer team. So they'll either send you an email, or the other way you can get their email address as well is through their Instagram page. If they have a proper business page, it'll say email and it'll direct you right to email them right then and there. Or you can get a referral email. So if you know somebody who has worked with a brand and has had a good experience working with that brand, you can ask your friend, hey, do you have an email contact that I can have to try to potentially work with that brand as well? There's also another way that I don't personally use because I don't really understand how it works, but this is marketing companies. So like Takumi or Tribe, I know that there's a lot more out there, but basically you put your name into this like database with like all your statistics and stuff, and if brands are looking to work with Instagram influencers, then they'll kind of pick you out of this like thing, I don't know, and they'll reach out to you based off this like database that these websites have. I personally don't use them, but a lot of people do, and I know that they've had really good success using them. So emails and DMs are the biggest things that I personally use. But then, like I said, there's also the marketing companies that you guys can kind of look into for yourself, because I have no idea about them. Okay, so now the brand has messaged you and said that they want to do a collab with you. Then they ask, what did you have in mind? And that is a question that I get so much once I send my email. Brands always say, okay, that sounds great. What did you have in mind? So there's 3 types of different collabs that you can do. I'm sure there's more, but these are the 3 types that I have been offered. So obviously a paid collab. You can get your rates through a website called Social Blue Book, that I will have that link down below for you guys. You basically type in how many subscribers you have, your engagement rate, all your analytics, and it gives you a number, like a paid number about how much you should actually be charging. This number you will put on your media kit, so on and so forth. The second type of collab is a product for post. This is my favorite type of collab personally because I find it the easiest and the smoothest as well. So for example, this sweater right here is from Bella and Bliss. I reached out to them, they're a Quebec company, so technically a local company, and it was just a product for post type of collab. So in exchange for 2 different posts, I was able to pick out 2 different items. So it was just kind of an exchange of post for product. Basically, that's what it says in the title. And then the last type of collab is a contract. I have been offered this type of position, but I did turn it down because I don't feel as though I am there yet to really fully understand thoroughly a contract. If you do get offered a position like this, I know that Frank Body does contract positions. Be very, very careful about the contract. Make sure to really read over them with a fine-tooth comb, because sometimes it can come back to bite you a little bit. So after the collab is completely done, the product is posted on your Instagram page, the video is done, so on and so forth, you always want to message the brand your insights after 24 hours of the post or video being up. It's just a really nice, courteous thing to do to make sure that the brand is aware that you are serious about this and you take it seriously. So after, I would say, about a week of the post being up, send it to them again, as well as ask for a testimonial. So after every brand deal that I've been able to work with, I always do this and ask them for that testimonial to add to my media kit to help kind of entice other brands to want to work with me, because other brands have liked working with me. So basically, you want to thank them for the opportunity to have the collab with them and mention working together soon on their next kind of collab opportunity. 9 times out of 10, they will say thank you so much, we would love to work with you in the future, and the rest is kind of history. So you always want to save contact information just in case there is another collab opportunity that you've noticed online and you want to reach out to them again. Just in case their Instagram platform changes, then you still have that email to contact them with. Okay, so I'm going through my notes, and honestly, I think that is absolutely everything that I wanted to talk about in today's video. You guys asked me some really good questions over on Instagram, so I really hope that I answered them all in this video. Also, very sorry that this is long. My camera has died once already and it's already flashing again. Basically, I just keep talking and I babble on for way too long. That was everything for today's video, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed and learned something from today. If you guys have any more questions or just want to follow me over on Instagram, it's always linked down below for you guys. As always, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell down below, and let me know what your favorite tip was, or if you have any more questions in the comments down below. I always answer the comments. Anyways, with that being